It's time for TV Skywriter. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to TV Skywriter. This is an offshoot of the Durham Skywriter, Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. With TV Skywriter, I talk to people around the world, usually cool people like my guest, Abdul-Malik Ahmad, who is one of 3 members of Native Deen. I first heard about you guys, I guess, a few years ago, right before you launched DEEN TV. So welcome, Abdul-Malik Ahmad, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Now, most of the audience here probably aren't aware of Native Deen, and I'm really curious to know how you guys got started.
Well, so basically, for those people who don't know, we are a Muslim band that we got together. We actually started the band around the year 2000. So it's been 16 years. So we met each other at, so you know how they have, like for young people, they have camps, summer camps and youth conferences. So that's how we met each other. And at the end of these camps and conferences, they usually had entertainment. People from the campers or the conference members, they go up and do something. So it was always the 3 of us doing something separately. So at one point we're like, well, look, let's connect. Since it's all of us, the 3 of us, let's do something. And so we formed the group Native Deen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So were the 3 of you actually natives of Washington, D.C. or the area around Washington?
No, actually. So I was actually born in Connecticut, and then lived in New York for a little while. And then moved to DC when I was like around maybe 10 or so, or probably like 8. I don't even remember. So it was So then, but Naeem is from Baltimore, born and raised. And Joshua, he's been all over North Carolina, New Jersey, all that kind of stuff. So he's been, so.
Okay, so let's throw shout outs. The other 2 members are Joshua Salaam and Naeem Muhammad.
Yes. So those are the 2 guys that are. I'm actually looking to see if we're very busy now as we've gotten a little bit older. We're going to talk about that. I mean, what you're doing is amazing. Now, I heard about you in a really roundabout way. I'm a journalist, but I'm also a DJ. Oh, okay.
And I collect all positive music from around the world.
Nice.
So I was into my Turkish pop music phase. All right. And I think I heard about you after listening maybe to Maher Zain. That's what I'm thinking. But also I was into Sami Yusuf who probably is, at least at the time that I heard about him, was considered the number 1.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. In the Muslim world.
Right? He was definitely number 1. Yeah. And he's still high up there. Great guy. So yeah, he's very popular.
So in a roundabout way, I heard about Native Deen, and I think you were just about to launch DEEN TV.
Yes.
And I mean, I love your songs and everything, but when you started DEEN TV, you took pop music to a whole. Actually, is the correct word when it comes to Muslim music? What you do, nasheed? That's a word that I hear all the time. What is that?
So nasheed is basically traditional songs, and a nasheed is usually traditional, but we never had. There's no word for. Like here, there's gospel music. When you say gospel, you know what that means, right? There's really no word to encompass all of the different genres. So nasheed is kind of like a genre, which is very spiritual, usually sung in Arabic or in Urdu or another language. But that term has been used for now nasheed hip hop, nasheed pop, nasheed, right? I don't know. So, So you can, we don't call ourselves a nasheed group. We used to kind of say that, but we're more, I guess, Muslim hip hop and fusion, because we just don't only do hip hop. So we do also alternative world music. We kind of bring it all together. So.
Okay. So now I have seen DEEN TV where you're showing us where you're on tour in Indonesia and Germany and all these places. Mm-hmm. Were you at that point, were you traveling around the world at the time that you started DEEN TV, or did your popularity grow from DEEN TV that enabled you to travel around the world?
No, it was actually Native Deen first. We've been around quite a few places, you know. And
name some of the places.
Oh man, we've been to. I'm trying to figure out where to start. We've been to Africa, Asia. We've been to pretty much all the continents. We've been to Trinidad, so South America. We've been to Canada. We've been to. We've been to Africa. You know, Tanzania, Mali, Senegal, Nigeria. Then I'm going to the Middle East. We've been to Kuwait, Dubai, Lebanon. I'm trying to think. Egypt. We've been all over Tunisia, wow. Algeria, Morocco, Indonesia. Then we've been to Germany. So we've been a lot of places. So.
So that video for Bismillah, where was that?
That was filmed actually in Morocco. So that was
because I know it looked really wild. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. So we did that in Morocco. That was actually done very spur of the moment. But like, come on, let's just do something. We're here, and so we kind of got something done very quickly. So
when you were young, starting out, the three of you, did you have any idea that you travel the world the way you do? Because when I watch those videos where you're in the hotels and rushing to get to the airport and in concert and also rehearsing with local musicians.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea you'd be doing all that?
No. In fact, I guess myself, no. Joshua, he is I think a born performer. I mean, he just has that in him. So I think at one point or the other, he would have been, if it wasn't for Native Deen, he would have done something, you know, juggling, he juggles. So, Naeem, you know, he loves music and he's really he's like our music historian. He like knows so much about music. So when we're doing a song, he'll be like, you know, that song sounds like this song that was done in 5 years, 10 years ago. You know, so we all have our unique abilities, but I don't think any of us ever thought that we would, you know, have the opportunities we've been blessed, because it's really a blessing from God to be able to go to all these places. And, you know, yeah, it's a blessing.
In one of your travel logs, Naeem is saying how, I forget where you were. You're somewhere in the Middle East. I can't remember which country. But you were on stage performing, and there was this little kid. He wanted you to sing his favorite. He said, you know, my favorite.
Oh yeah, my favorite. Yeah.
And finally, you sang "My Faith," and he was like,
so excited. Yeah. So you know, we've really been blessed to be able to meet all types of people from all different walks of life, young, old. You know, from all different religions. We've performed in churches. We've been in synagogues. We've been in you know, all different parts of the world. So although our music does gear toward a Muslim audience, we try to make it you know, understandable enough for anybody to really enjoy it. So
I totally enjoy it. I'm Christian. I totally enjoy it.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I like about your songs is that the videos, I know you don't make videos of all of your songs, but the videos that I've seen on DEEN TV, now Michael Jackson, they said that his videos were cinematic. And I guess they were, because he did have whole scenes and special effects, but your videos actually tell an entire story.
Yeah.
An entire story. Like, what is the one?
Yeah, we have a couple. Not Afraid to Stand Alone. And, I Am Near.
I Am Near. That's the one where Naeem plays a gentleman who the lady asked him to come to the conference room, and he's saying, "Oh boy, you know, maybe I'll get that raise." You know, he gets laid off.
Yeah.
And then he has to move from his luxurious home with his wife and son back to the hood. He used to get a more humble job. the young man starts hanging out. He's depressed, I guess. He's not being helpful. He's falling in with the wrong crowd. This is all during like 3 minutes, folks. He's falling in with the wrong crowd, and then he gets involved in a robbery and goes to prison, and then rediscovers Islam in prison, and then comes out and helps the community. All that happens in 3 minutes.
A little more than 3 minutes, but
4 minutes.
But it's that one. It's funny. We've done a lot of videos, and we've some of them have long storylines. Some of them are a little less. We have My Faith, My Voice is not so much story. And we really find out that it varies. Some people, they really enjoy the stories. And there are some people, they just like a nice song with a nice video. So we try to vary, give people, we did a music video recently called Build the World Together. And so that had a story, and that's doing pretty well. So it's our nature to tell stories. That's one of the things we do in our songwriting. We love telling stories. So it kind of goes out to the videos that we do too.
Okay, so we discussed Native Deen. Now let's move on to DEEN TV. How did you make that huge leap from being a performing trio to becoming a TV mogul? How did that even happen?
Well, TV mogul might be an overstatement.
No, it's not.
But
folks, check out DEEN.TV and you will agree with me. But go ahead.
Well, we basically when we're going around, we realize that we're getting older. We as a time, we've been doing this for 16 years as a group, and we realized that. We really want to encourage the next generation of artists, particularly Muslim artists, but artists that are just positive artists, people who are doing positive things in the community. And we know that a lot of times, I don't know exactly what reason, Islam is not always portrayed very well in the media. And so there's, so, what we had these two, I guess goals that we wanted to do. One, we wanted to promote artists and people who are, all around the world. People don't know about some of these amazing artists that are there. And two, we also wanted to show, instead of, telling people, oh, Muslims aren't terrorists, we just show people how we live and what we do and how we perform and, who we are. That's a better way of doing it. So that kind of grew into why don't we do a TV television station? And the easiest way to do it is obviously on through the internet, like where we're doing now, so it just grew like that. And we had, we've done so many videos, so we had some experience in videography and that type of thing, and it just grew from there. So you did like what do you call those? Crowdfunding, type campaign. We did a Kickstarter, and we've done several crowdfunding campaigns. And honestly, to be honest, I think for the Muslim community, there are so many fires to be burnt that are burning. People overseas who need water, who need food and nourishment, and then a lot of times that I think we're a little bit forward thinking in this DEEN TV. In a sense that the older communities, they don't really understand it, but we're getting a lot of positive feedback from the younger crowd, not necessarily the crowd with a lot of money, but but the younger crowd are really connecting to it. And so as we build this audience of more younger, more upbeat, more modern Muslim individuals, it's growing, so we have to find our niche audience. And I think we're still working on it and we're still developing, but that's key. But that's smart that you're aiming for the young crowd, although I'm 60 and thoroughly enjoying DEEN TV. Wow, nice. But here's the thing. I would never have guessed, by the way. Oh, thank you. Recycling would never have caught on if it weren't for the fact that the industry aimed at the young people. Right.
and taught them in the schools about recycling. I mean, people my age, we recycling, reusing garbage. That sounds crazy. So so I think what you're doing is really smart. You're aiming at the young people. Also, and this is really key in the way I grew up. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, where it was just ordinary. I mean, you almost just get used to it. You're going to be maligned in the press. People are going to assume, well, you come from a bad family, live in a bad neighborhood with bad people. And, it's really hard to live that down and to prove constantly that that's not true. And you're doing the same for Muslims. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah. So it's something that we are. It's our mission and our goal to try to do that and to try to really, one, fight the media stereotypes that are out there.
Right.
To just give people a little bit better understanding of who we are as American Muslims, and how we live our lives. So that's what we mean.
Now, sometimes when I watch your videos, particularly when I see some of the international artists, and actually I want to throw a shout out to some of the artists that I've seen on DEEN TV because I collect their music and play it at gigs. Zayn, Noor. I love their that cartoon video that Noor did, the superhero. Yeah, I love that one.
I believe.
Khalil Ismail, Saif Adam, Zayn Bika, Sami Youssef, and this new kid, Harris J.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harris J.
He's good.
He's amazing. Yeah, I actually met him personally, so he's a good kid.
Yeah. So, I lost my train of thought, but I did want to mention those artists. Oh, here, I got it back. So when I watch particularly your international artists, sometimes I wonder what you guys, whether it's even an issue, you have to appeal to or serve, or whatever the term is, the young crowd that likes hip hop, positive hip hop. But on the other hand, you have people in other countries where maybe instruments aren't quite accepted, or music might not be accepted. So you're popular around the world. Do you have to really consciously choose the videos that you play with much care?
We definitely do. We we look through all of the videos that are out there, and we kind of it goes through a process of we look at it. One, it has to be for what we do on DEEN TV. Except for the traditional hour. When we have an hour where we call the traditional hour, we do from different languages, from Arabic, Urdu. But majority of the stuff we do on DEEN TV has got to be in English. English is a universal language. It's spoken by so many people around the world. So the songs the majority of the songs on DEEN TV have to be in English. So that takes a huge amount of material that we possibly could have and narrows it down. Because a lot of the songs that are done in the Muslim world are done in people's native tongues, whether it's Arabic, whether it's Urdu, whether it's Malay, Turkish, that type of thing. So then we have to look to artists and make sure that their content is, positive and the way we want to. We obviously want to portray Muslims in the right light. There are a few songs that are a little bit too maybe, not in the right mind frame, I guess you could say. So we would avoid those. But overall, it's been positive. A lot of the feedback that we get is that the songs that we've chosen and we pick, and usually we have to ask permission to use some of these songs. So a lot of the videos that we put on are artists that we've known or we've actually met or we have some kind of relationship with. So, or they send us stuff to us.
Right. Now, I remember in the earlier days of DEEN TV, I've noticed segments come and go. The comedy might not, maybe that didn't quite work out.
Yeah. So a lot of the comedy was popular. It's just that to get material is hard, and to get, and a lot of times musicians, they love their stuff to be out, they want their stuff out. Comedians are a little bit more hesitant because their material is, you show up and you've heard the joke already on on YouTube, then they'll be like, oh man, I heard this. I know the punchline.
Good point.
So we want to do definitely more comedy, but it's just a little bit more tricky in a sense of getting enough material. Yeah.
Okay, and I know there was a segment where Naeem Muhammad was speaking with young people.
Yeah, Deen
about
talk. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, so
I hope he does more of that.
So we right now we had a studio that we were using. I mean, we have a studio back here, but this is our small studio. But the studio that we were using for Deen Talk, it was the sound quality wasn't where we needed to be. So we did a couple of the shows, but we felt they were a little bit echoey and that type of thing. So we said, before we continue that series, we need to get a better studio. We need to get a better location. And we've been looking into that, and we're actually raising funds right now. For those people, a plug, deentv.donate. Then we're raising money to try to enhance our studio. So we definitely want to bring back Deen Talk.
Okay, good. Because I enjoy that. And I don't know if you're still producing Beyond the Beat.
Beyond the Beat, that comes and goes when we are able to meet up with different artists.
Okay, I enjoy that.
So yeah. So
okay.
I'm glad you tell me. Well, we'll bring the ones you like.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Dawood Warnsby. Yeah. Come on in the bridge. Yeah. I like that one. Where different, sometimes young artists or beginning artists and sometimes established artists perform with him. I think it's kind of like the Marion McPartland National Public Radio show where established artist talks to someone else who's established. So it's a nice show, and I hope that
we plan to do more. He's busy though. He's a busy man to catch, So we've definitely talked to him about doing more of those programs as soon as he can give find with his schedule, because he's a musician too himself, so he's traveling around. Hopefully we can bring more of that.
Okay, and there's two more things I want to ask you about. One thing that I was really stunned by, and that is your partnership with Islamic Relief.
Yeah.
We non-Muslims don't hear about Muslims helping Muslims.
Yeah.
And wow, the stories that you tell and the ways that Islamic Relief helps others in different countries. Can you tell us about that and your partnership?
So yeah, Islamic Relief has been amazing, helping us out and actually Naeem works for Islamic Relief. That's one of his position too. So that's totally unrelated. They reached out and they really want to help us. And one of the things, so Islamic Relief, like they are in a lot of Muslim countries, but they also do a lot of work in the United States. For example, they had a huge, in Flint, Michigan, with the water crisis.
Yeah.
They had a big campaign going there. They're one of the few actually NGOs there giving water, going door to door, giving people water. So, why didn't we hear about that? Of course.
I wonder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, these things that, and that's the whole idea behind DEEN TV. So, we want to try to bring out those stories, and Islamic Relief has been a great partner. Yeah.
Where's your headquarters?
So we're based in. I always tell people DC because we're 30 minutes from the capital. Yeah. But we're actually in Virginia, which is in Herndon, Virginia.
Okay.
So it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get, depending upon the crazy traffic.
Okay. But I actually meant Islamic Relief. Where's their office?
Oh, where's their office?
Yeah. No, it's okay.
They're also about 30 minutes. They're closer. They're in Arlington.
Okay.
Alexandria. Now that you mentioned it,
I get Arlington and Alexandria mixed up all the time.
So I'm going to look it up since I'm right here in front of the computer. I don't want to tell your viewers incorrectly. But So are they like the Red Cross where they accept donations? Yeah, definitely. They say they're a nonprofit organization. They're one of the largest nonprofit organizations You know, we work with they're in Alexandria. Yeah.
Okay, Alexandria. Okay.
So they work with. So we work with Islamic Relief, and you know, any other organizations, also some other charity organizations that you know, are really trying to make a difference here, and of course they accept your donations. They'll be glad to, you know, if you want to donate to them, they will. They have a lot of great programs that they're doing around the world. So,
and I want to invite the audience, if they haven't seen DEEN TV, to check it out.
Yeah,
it's easy. DEEN.TV on your mobile or your laptop or your desktop computer, and supposedly it works with Roku.
Okay.
We've been going back and forth about this.
I actually have it right here. I can bring it up if you want to see.
I have been installing, deleting, and reinstalling DEEN TV from my Roku device. It simply doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it might be a local problem.
Well, we definitely need to check that out, because we have thousands of subscribers on Roku. And if for any reason that they're not getting what we need to get, we need to find that out. So
it's been.
I did check in some another place, and we've done some tests, and it seems to be working okay. But let's troubleshoot this and see if we can get the TV
definitely
back. Yeah.
But for sure, it works on the mobile device and it works on the laptop and a computer. It's really cool. There is no Christian alternative. I wish there were. But what I'm saying is it's all positive. And the reason why I like it, even though I'm not even Muslim, is I like the music's good. The positivity, I'm drawn to positivity. I enjoy it a lot. And like I said, I have to be careful, of course, at gigs. I don't play Christian music, so I'm not going to play Muslim music that's overtly.
Of course.
You know, but I can slip in Noor. I can slip in some of your music.
Sure. We have some.
And Marzain as well on my gig. And Khalil Ismail as well.
Yes.
And so anything that's positive, I'm drawn to.
Yes.
So I think it's really cool. I wish that there was a Christian alternative.
So they don't have a Christian DEEN TV? I'm sure they have to.
No, well, with Christian TV, very often you get the really kind of old-fashioned, humorous gospel plays. And I'm from Chicago, so that's what we get from Chicago. But it's not really hip. Yeah. To use kind of an old word, if you know what I mean. There's no Christian See, I consider DEEN TV, because it's more than just music. I consider it Muslim lifestyle television. That might be inaccurate. Yeah. I mean, you're showing where help needs to be given. You're showing music. You're showing there's Yaz the Spaz with Muslim tips and tricks. And then there's a lady, there's a new show. I think she's Hispanic Muslim lady.
We have one, Salaam Mama, and then we have, I'm trying to think who it might be Salaam Mama, Sister Priscilla. Martinez. Sorry, Sister Priscilla.
Right, that's her.
Sister Priscilla,
So it's more than just music videos. Definitely. You're showing a travel log, kids programming, teaching how to write in Arabic and whatnot. So there is no Christian alternative that goes beyond the preaching and music the way you do with DEEN TV.
Well, let me tell you something. So back in the day, so my parents accepted Islam. So they weren't born Muslim. So my father is from Cuba and my mom's from Aruba. So we have this Caribbean going there. So, but we were very much into, I guess, anything out there that was positive. So we used to watch this show. It's for kids called Circle Square. And it was, you can look it up. It was, I think it was produced in Canada, and it was a Christian show. But we was to, they were non-denominational, so they would use terms like God and the good book, as opposed to nice. Or God's word, So we used to love that show, and we used to, my dad it was on VHS, those. What do you call it? He used to buy the tapes. So it might be on YouTube. Let me check it out.
Yeah.
So one thing, Circle Square Ranch is a Christian. They used to sing songs. We used to memorize all the songs, and I think anything that and that's what we try to not. Well, for our songs, since we are direct at a Muslim audience because there was no alternative. We were very trying to build the pride of young Muslim.
Sure.
But as we grow, as we get older, we really want to bring in that global community that is God-fearing, And I think you as a Christian, me as a Muslim, we have so much in common, just as our lifestyle. And so we hope to showcase some of that too, on DEEN TV. Also, people who are, who are engaging in the community positively. So.
That sounds great. Yeah. Now I want to end the show by asking you what the future is for DEEN TV, because I know that you're in the middle of a fundraising campaign. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're trying to. We have a lot of big plans. We have a new studio, new programming. We're trying to develop, a lot of educational activities for youth and kids. So we're trying to raise money for that. But the main thing is to really develop more and better programming. And the idea is to really focus on obviously the Muslim lifestyle programs, doing more songs, more music videos, and to actually help artists who we know that there are a lot of great artists out there, but they may not have the money or they don't have the ability to create a music video. So we want to help those artists out there. And so almost be like, you come to us, you're talented, we'll help you. We'll get you on DEEN TV. So
as far as your studios, I think I saw on your website, you're trying to increase, I guess, the size of your studio. Yes. So are you going to move your studio or expand where you are?
No, we'll move. We're looking for a different space. And so we're trying to, it's going to be expanding, but we're definitely moving. So it's going to be a local area, similar in the same area, but, we really want to do a lot more things live, like we're live here. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff we do is pre-recorded, like the songs, obviously they've been recorded. So what we're trying to do is more live stuff. We're trying to do more kids stuff. We're trying to do more stuff for teens. So all that's supposed to be done in the new studio. So
excellent. Yes. And thank you, Alfredo. Alfredo's very helpful. YouTube DEEN TV. I guess that's your DEEN TV channel.
Nice. YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel.
Right. And be sure, Alfredo, to check out, like I said, DEEN.TV. Yeah. That's the actual.
I can actually type it in here.
Yeah, do that. This is cool. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. One of the things is it's important to know that we are also on Apple TV. We're on Roku and we're on Fire TV. So all of the major free streaming device, and you can Chromecast us. So, that's what we're trying to do in there.
Okay. And as far as your music, we can get your music at all the usual spots. Yeah. And that's Native Deen. And also, I remember seeing Naeem perform songs on DEEN TV from his solo release.
Yeah.
So he has a solo release. Let's see if I got the name of it. I Love When You Use Your Words.
Yes. Amazing album.
And you just came out with Conscious Reboot.
Yes. So we have what we're doing. We're going one by one. Each one of us is doing because we all have our unique styles, and it all kind of comes together on our Native Deen albums. But we wanted to give the audience a taste of what Naeem really likes, and his album is very I don't want to say folksy, but he uses
definitely.
yeah. So, and then mine is like space age, kind of like more hip hop, more like modern upbeat and stuff like that. And Josh, we'll see.
We'll see. It's not
working on his right now, and so I've heard some of the stuff, and it's pretty cool. So
excellent. So what I want to do is to so you told us what's going to happen with DEEN TV. Now, if we do want to get involved and help, donate, is it Kickstarter, or do we go to your website?
I can put it right here. It's DEEN TV/donate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are using a launch good. It's a special a fundraising platform called Launch Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot. I'm announcing it.
Okay.
I love when you tell those stories. And so I want to end this show, if you don't mind. I love that story where that imam is traveling. And he tries to, he's suspended. Anyway, you know which one I'm talking about. I know,
yes. So you want me to tell the story? I usually
I know you perform it.
But
you don't
I
have to perform it.
I'll tell the story. Okay.
It's a cool story. I love the story.
So there was this imam, scholar, Muslim scholar, and he was traveling, right? And he, back in those days, people had a habit of just going to the mosque and just kind of sleeping there, right? And that's kind of what people still do sometimes. If you don't have a place, you just go and kind of hang out in the mosque. So he went there, but some mosques, they don't like that because there's like a bunch of people sleeping, and then it becomes, an eyesore. So the guard kicks him out, not knowing that this was one of the most prominent Muslim scholars in history. He kicks him out, and so he decides to kind of sleep on the side, but then the guard sees and then keeps pushing him out. You can't be in this area, it's closed. The mosque is closed. Get away. So the baker from across the street, a baker was like looking at him, and he's like, wow, I don't know who this man is, but I feel really sorry for him. So he offers him to come into his shop. And he's like, sorry, I'm doing my thing, I'm baking. So, leave me, you can just have a spot over here, but I need to bake for the morning when the customers come. So as he's baking, he's hearing this man saying, all praise is due to God, and praise be to God, and God is most glorious, and saying all these kind of remembering God in a repeated manner. And the guy was, this scholar was fascinated. And so he said, why do you do that? He's like, well, it's become a habit. I just do it. And so the scholar was like, well, have you seen any benefits from doing this? I mean, obviously God, you have to have some reward. And he's like, all of the prayers that I say have been answered except one prayer. I have all the prayers, anything I ask immediately gets answered. And then he's like, well, what's that one prayer? He's like, well, I wish to meet this great scholar one day in person. One day I really agree. And then he's like, I am that great scholar. And they're like, oh, cool. So yeah. So I didn't tell it the way,
that's
I
cool though.
But
yeah, that's a very cool story.
Cool.
So thank you,
Mr. You very much.
Abdul-Malik Ahmad, and all regards to Joshua Salaam and Naeem Muhammad.
Sorry they couldn't come. I've been texting them, but they're in the middle of stuff, and it's
you guys. Well, you're really busy. Are you going on a tour soon?
We have a couple of tours coming up. We have a performance in next week at the new Turkish mosque in Maryland. It's like a multi-million. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up, and just check up on our website, on our Facebook. We have our Facebook is DEEN TV, Native Deen. I can put it here, Facebook,
okay.
Native Deen, and then DEEN TV.
Excellent. Yeah. And I want to thank the viewers for watching as well.
Yeah.
I did invite a bunch of folks, and I do appreciate their showing up. This will be aired on YouTube. Of course, it'll be part of the rotation on Fire Talk. I don't know if Fire Talk is new to you, Abdul-Malik.
It's new. I love it.
Yeah.
Seems like it works well.
It's really nice. You can have a playlist YouTube playlist that runs 24/7. And then when you go live, as we are now, we interrupt the playlist. So as soon as we leave the air, the playlist will resume. It's a nice way to promote what you're doing because, as you can see below the window, you can give your channel updates and greet your followers and whatnot. And then on the side there, you can see where they're, as you can see, you were typing in information. They can type questions and whatnot.
Awesome.
So it's a very cool, what's it called? Platform.
Yeah.
And so you remember to use it with Firefox, though.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm on Chrome right now.
Okay. I mean, well, I actually usually watch with Chrome, but when I do the show as host, I have to use Firefox.
Gotcha.
So thanks for watching, folks. And thank you, Mr. Abdul-Malik Ahmad from DEEN TV, which is always on.
Always live.
There you go. Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Ciao, folks.
All right.